Hello everybody, my name is Heidi Hadley and this is Total Somatics. Now in this week's blog I'd like to discuss with you mindset around the area of an injury. Now I see people in my clinical practice and also in my workshops that tell me they come in with a diagnosis, for instance, and then they tell me that their health professional told them not to move that area. Now this is where I'd like us to stand back and start to just evaluate the situation here. Okay, now if somebody says to you don't move an area, so let's say the shoulder, if we just take that principle and we are told not to move that area, it kind of causes, or it will create almost like a figurative brace to that area. And so what happens is we start to get more fear and anxiety and apprehension to that area. So everything that we do in everyday activities in life, we bring straight back to here, and it's, oh, we've got to be careful, we can't move that in case we pull this, I've been told this, I've been told that. And so what happens is it creates this whole story. Now the reason this story is created from here is because it all starts from here. Now if you know a bit about somatics from following my blogs or doing my online program, you'll also know that Thomas Hanna, who created the modality somatics, actually calls it the soma. So the mind and the body, the whole being, you cannot separate it. It's one being, or one entity basically. So if you think about it, our mind is so powerful. If we are being told do not work this area, it is damaged, it is injured, it creates a stress response. And there's two areas I'd like to mention in your brain. So we've got the amygdala and we've got the hippocampus. So if you get told by somebody, don't move this because of this, this and this, it creates this stress response in the amygdala. So that fires off immediately. And then associated it, we've got the hippocampus. Now your hippocampus is to do with sequential behavior or manner. So this is whereby, and I've seen it in my practice, that people will come in and they will tell me they've been told not to do something. And then they will repeat the entire conversation that they had with, say, a surgeon. And then when you start to delve deeper, you find that actually this conversation may have been said 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I've actually had somebody that was 25 years ago, but they were repeating bit by bit the detail of that conversation as if it happened yesterday. So they're reliving this trauma and this stress in their head all the time. So they create this story and this disempowering belief that this area is no longer any use. So you see, in somatics, we're trying to change and shift that mindset so that when we start working somatically or holistically, we work in a very mindful, gentle manner. So this may include, if it's a very traumatized or very tight area, we might start with visualization, just to visualize the movements for that area. And then we bring in micro movements, and then we start to develop the movements, and we slowly contract the muscle, we slowly release, and then we rest. And we continue this process, which is called pandiculation, when we contract, we release, and we rest the muscle. And we basically bring that integration of movement, or movement integration, back into the body, because for so long we've had that tightness and that tension there. So can you start to see why with somatics it's more than just mechanical exercises? Anybody can do somatic movements, but if we don't change the mindset of how we interpret everything and how we filter things and how we perceive things, it's not going to change. So this is why somatics is about the whole being and the whole person. And so that's why on a daily basis on my Instagram and on my Facebook accounts, so that's Total Somatics on Instagram and Facebook, I put inspirational quotes, and underneath I'll put some relevant information to do with somatics, because it's not just about the movements, it's about shifting your entire mindset. And you'll see from previous blogs that I've written on the reticular activating system, that's a part of your brain which is all about filtering information. And so we need to change how we filter and how we perceive events. So we need to start to shift it so that we become empowered and we know that we can take control of our health and well-being again, should I say. So I'm going to leave that information with you now, and then I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.